Hi everyone, my name is Julie Sebi. I write the Analytics Corner blog that focuses on data engineering and analytics with Alteryx and Spotfire. If you don't really want to watch a video, you can find the written version of this post on my website shown on the screen. If you learned something today, please do me a favor and share this link on social media or subscribe to my channel. So I've learned a whole lot with Alteryx over the last 2 years, but I haven't done very much from the Alteryx Gallery until now. I didn't even realize how much you could very easily access from the File menu. And that's a travesty because it's super easy to find and add new Alteryx tools, macros, and workflows. I learned about this last week when I was talking to Mark Fritsch, the creator of Crew Macros. He directed me this way, and it was a much easier and faster way of browsing, downloading, and installing macros and sample workflows. So this week, I'm going to show you how to download tools and templates from the Alteryx Gallery via the File menu. I'll also explain the details of setup because there are a few places where things can get a bit tricky. So we'll start in the File menu, where you can find an option to go to the Alteryx Gallery under Open Workflow. This will take you to a screen that looks almost identical to your own company gallery. And notice the bar across the top delineating workflows, macros, and apps. There's all kinds of things that you can find in here. For our demonstration today, I'm going to search for some Crew macros or Crew tools. In the past, when I needed to download or install the Crew macros, I basically just Googled Chaos Reigns Within or Crew macros, which will take you to this website where you can download the macros. Okay, so from within the Alteryx Gallery, once you find the tool or the workflow that you're looking for, you just click on it and open it up. And I'm going to go ahead and go with the Crew Generate Dummy Variables. So you click Open, and it opens it like any other workflow. I'll zoom out a little bit, you can see how big it is. And then you just want to run it and save it to the macros folder that you have set up. Now, if you don't know where that is or you haven't set it up, you can go to User Settings, Edit User Settings, go to your Macros tab, and there will be an option for you to add in a file path. And so I'm going to save this to the macros folder that I have on my desktop or on my C drive. Now, in order to see these new tools, you will need to close and reopen Alteryx. So I'm going to get rid of that and I'll reopen it, and then we'll go about finding it in the correct palette. And I don't see it in here, but sometimes you kind of have to look for or find the tools and where they live. And so a good place to start is this Add Remove Tools menu. And with Crew in particular, you'll see that there's a Crew macros palette, and then anything that Crew has in either alpha or beta is going to be in this Crew's test. And if this is the first time you've ever downloaded these tools, you may need to turn on these palettes in particular. And so I downloaded the Generate Dummy Variables, and I had to stop my recording there for a little bit because I couldn't find the tool. But this seems to happen every time I download something. But there it is. It's located in, I believe we're in the Crew Macros tool palette, and there's the tool that I just downloaded and installed. So just to summarize a little bit, you'll need to, once you've downloaded and saved the macro or workflow from the Alteryx Gallery, you will need to close and restart your Alteryx, and then you may need to come into the Configure Tool Palette menu in order to turn on a particular palette or a particular tool. And with that, it's pretty much set up, although I do want to mention a few other things. If you want to use any of these tools on scheduled workflows or when running from the gallery, they will also need to be installed on the server with the same steps. And most likely, Alteryx won't support them when you're running them from the server. With that said, Mark Fritsch, the creator of Crew Macros, is putting together some pretty cool tools. I'm going to go back to the Alteryx Gallery and show you a few of the things that he has put out in there. And there you can see his name, Mark Fritsch, attached to these tools. The Crew Cleanse is a pretty cool tool. It's a bit like the Data Cleanse tool, but on steroids. There's also the Crew Delta tool, which will basically allow you to compare sort of like a before and after in a workflow or an output, in an output, and see what's different. The Crew Generate Dummy Variables tool is the one that I just downloaded. The Modify Outliers tool is pretty interesting if you're working with large data sets and working with any of the data science tools. And then there's also this one I like to use, this generate date rows, because I quite frequently need to make sure that I have one record per well per day, and so this is a great tool. And thank you to Mark, because he's been very generous with his time helping me with a few things over the last couple weeks. In fact, he wishes more people would reach out to him at Chaos Reigns Within, his website, with feedback on these tools. So that's it for this week. Now you know how to add new Alteryx tools to your applications. See you next week. Please subscribe and share. Thank you.